Hey there, fifth grade. I don't know about you, but I thought April was supposed to be warm, but it's pretty cold here today. So a little bit bundled up. Before I start our read aloud, I'm going to make a fire in my very real fireplace. Give me just a minute. Put that down. Okay, I'm gonna start a fire up. Much better. Toasty. Okay, friends. Today, when we continue with Serafina's promise, we are going to get started thinking about theme. I love themes. Themes are those lessons that we get from books that are universal, that we can all learn from. But before we could get to a universal lesson, we got to start with the lesson the character learns. Today and tomorrow, you're thinking about lessons learned. So I'm going to read you a chunk from Serafina's promise, and you're going to do some work trying to show what lesson she learns. Oh, that's just the neighborhood freight train. Sorry about that. Anyways, you were supposed to read up to about 150 already, and some of you I know have already finished the book, but I'm going to back up to 146. We're going to read, and we're going to find a lesson that Serafina learns. Now, to learn a lesson, she has to deal with a conflict, and she has to deal with it in some way. So, here we go. Page 146. At the bottom of 146, this is when her mom has come to her. I see how hard you've been working. The vegetables and herbs are thriving, even the peppermint. Mon smiles. You're becoming a strong, dependable young woman. I feel myself stretching all the way to the moon. Thank you, Mon. Gogo thinks the jar should be full in a week. My heart is thumping. Mon pauses and holds my gaze. And when the jar is full, you may go to school. Really, Mon? Mon nods and laughs. Really. I jump and kiss them all. I twirl my pretty green dress. Messi, I shout. I'm going to school. Turn the page. I can't wait to tell Julie Marie. One more week and the jar should be full. Then I'm going to school. Manon said it herself. When the jar is full, I'm going to school. Page 149. The next day, I'm up early to gather water before I work in the garden. Julie Marie is already ready at the ravine. I run down the hill to share my good news with her, but she has news of her own. Her words bubble out like an overfilled water bucket. Serafina, I'm going to school after all. Tomorrow, Papa is taking me to live with my aunt in the city. Papa says Auntie will give me my own room. She'll buy me pretty dresses, and we'll have pumpkin soup and fried pork to eat. On Sundays, we'll have sweet potato pie and coconut pudding for dessert. As soon as I get my new uniform, Auntie will bring me to school. Oh, Serafina, I'm so excited. What aunt? I ask. Do you know her? I've never met her, but Papa says she's lovely. Papa says she always wanted a little girl of her own. Julie Marie's eyes sparkle, but a shadow creeps into my heart. That figurative language, a shadow creeps into my heart, shows me that there's something negative happening, which makes me think this might be the start of a conflict. I thought you said your papa had too many mouths to feed. Who will help your Mon? Who will gather firewood, wash the clothes, and help care for your brothers? Who will help me tend to the garden? Mon said she'll manage. She wants me to study and have pretty clothes and enough food to eat. And you have your Mon and Gogo to help you in the garden. Besides, you charm the peppermint all by yourself. You make garden magic. You don't need me. Yes, I do, I think to myself, but out loud I try to sound happy. That's wonderful, Julie Marie, I say. Then I remember my own news. I'm going to school too, as soon as the jar is full. Mon said it herself last night. Oh, Serafina, I'm so happy. Julie Marie takes my hand. I wish Nadia were here. I wish we could all go to the same school and study together. Her eyes fill with tears. I'll miss you, Serafina, but now we can both be doctors like we've always dreamed. I push away my sadness and manage a smile. We will both be doctors like we've always dreamed. This is the bottom of page 151. Now, before we can start to understand themes, we need to understand the lesson learned by the character. So, I can think about this scene that I just read, and I can break this down into the conflict that our character faced and how she dealt with it and what she learned. So, Serafina just faced a conflict, which is that her best friend Julie Marie is moving away. And she's also already lost her other friend, Nadia, who's left her, or is no longer around. So she's facing this conflict. And and I actually see a moment where she kind of deals with it in this small way. It says, um, I think to my, you don't need me. Yes, I do, I think to myself. But out loud, I try to sound happy. So she deals with it by trying to sound happy for her friend, which I think is really thoughtful of her. And I think in this moment, she learns that if they want to be doctors, that they're going to have to give up some of the things that they want. And in this case, they're actually going to have to, she's going to have to lose someone she cares about so that, that Julie Marie can have the future she wants. This is the process that I want you to follow as you read today and tomorrow. You have one worksheet that you're going to do two today and one tomorrow. It's going to be the same sheet each day. But I want you to find 4 conflicts in this book. It can be from any part that you've already read. 4 conflicts in this book where Serafina has faced a conflict and how she's dealt with it and what she's learned from it. I want you to talk about Serafina as a character and the other characters from the book. Right now we're focusing on lessons that are learned by these characters. Later we'll turn them into themes. Thanks for reading with me today. I look forward to seeing you all in office hours and in morning meetings this week. And I'm just gonna, warm up here by the fire a little more, finish my hot Coke, well, it's tea actually. I'm gonna finish my tea and stay warm. Bye y'all.